Welcome back to G-Ball Vision, everyone. Thank you for stopping in today. I have an exciting unboxing to dig into coming in from CJRB. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. Let me know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. Love hearing from you and what you're carrying for the day. Thank you to CJRB for sending this in for us to take a look at today. I will have this linked down below. Is going to be an affiliate link, but that is entirely up to you. So let's get this out of here. This is a model that we have not checked out yet. So let's see, nice packaging, and here we go. This is going to be called the CJRB Shale. And there's going to be a couple different versions of this knife available. I think there's at least 3. I'll link each one down below in the description. And this one was really intriguing to me because it looked a little bit larger, and it's sporting that crossbar lock that CJRB has been doing here this year, which is, I think it's top-notch crossbar lock action and lockup. Those two things combined, and they nail it here again. I think they did it with button locks, in 2023 into 2024. Their button locks have been fantastic. And then they started with, I believe it was the Hector into the Prado. Now they have the Shale. There might even be another one with a crossbar lock, but point being, the crossbar locks CJRB is doing, and at the price they are putting them out for, it's pretty solid, a very solid option when it comes to, folding knives. This is going to be running their RPM 9. It does have a coating on this particular one, going to be kind of that PVD style finish, drop point, nice and thin, looks really good. Little flat up here that just kind of dies off as it tails down to the tip there. Got this little ramp with some jimping. Studs are going to be your normal prototypical studs. Nice chamfer to get to those studs there. And then we have a two-tone textured G10. This one is like a teal orange style and then has some orange outline. We have a deep carry clip here. Not going to be recessed, but the screws are, and that makes this reversible and keeps this fairly clean. Let's go ahead and we'll check that pocket clip and see what it looks like in the pocket here using our Issuing Stitches Hank. And just based on experience, that's pretty much how CJRB does their deep carry clips as far as surface mounting the clip and then recessing the screws. Unless you're wearing extremely thick seamed pants or something that's really thick, I think you're going to be just fine. I've never had an issue myself, and one thing that does is make this tooled for lefty and still keep it pretty clean on the front. If you don't want to go through doing a filler tab, milling this out and putting a filler tab, I think this is probably your best bet. I don't care a whole lot for knives being tooled for lefty that are recessed and then they don't put the filler tab. If you're going to do that, might as well put the filler tab in. But, that's just my point of view. There's a lot of knives out there that are that way. But I think this just looks a little cleaner. But some people really need to have the recess. So, lots of different ideals out there. This is centered nicely. Crossbar lock action on this one. The Prado was really good. The Hector was good. Wasn't a ton of access to the cutout on the Hector, but it's still a good knife. This may be, and that's what we're looking for is progression. But I think this might be even more refined than the Prado, which is good. Getting better and better every design, every model that they put out. That's what I want to see anyway. But you know, I could feel a change. I can tell they're working over there to improve. And I could tell the difference just between I handled 2 of the original release pyrite lights. And then a month or so later, they put out a new release of some new variations. And they were just a little bit crisper. They were just a little bit better. And, I had 2 I could compare them, and the newer ones just were a smidge better. And you can look back to even the earliest pyrites, and which I can do, and compare what they just put out, last week to what they put out a year ago with the original pyrite, or it's been a little longer than that at this point, but they're just better. And they continue to get better. So that's great to see. One thing I'd love to see CJRB do, and I've said this before, is I'd love if they kept this line here in the RPM 9 and kept that around like the $30 to $50 range, right? And then offer another line that's like 60 to 80 or something like that, 55 to 75 in that CJRB line, and just offer more premium materials. So not much more, but say like S30 or 14C, and then, micarta, and then maybe like a milled tie clip or something for $75, and then have the budget line with RPM 9 in there, and you got 2 really killer lines, in my opinion, as far as budget knives go, hitting that 30 to 50 and then that 60 to 80, and have really solid models, because CJRB and Artisan can put out a fine folding knife. They've been doing it over the last couple of years, and they've gotten increasingly better, CJRB and Artisan, over the last year. I remember a couple of years ago when I first got a CJRB, and they haven't been around that long. I think some people forget some of these companies are, some of these companies are fairly new, in comparison to some other companies, right? Companies that have been around 20, 30 years, where some of these companies have only been around less than 10, So that's something I think people forget too. But I remember CJRB could have only been around a couple of years at this point, but I remember handling, I think it was the Feldspar, or I think it was the Feldspar. And I remember thinking, and went and looked, man, if they had more models, they'd be doing really well, because the knife was excellent. It was a good price. The Feldspar is a widely known folding knife. And based on that design and that build quality from CJRB back then, I was like, yeah, these guys have potential here. And they have very quickly, within a year or two, really upped the quality. They're really putting out designs now, different designs. I like that. They're using quite a bit of different materials, with the ultra budget stuff, and then they got the premium S90V and titanium stuff. So CJRB and Artisan are kind of all over the price when it comes to their pricing, because Artisan has knives that are down $40, like the Andromeda. That's an Artisan. The Arroyo, the Proponent. They have a bunch of knives that kind of intersect the price points. So it's not like Artisan is only the premium stuff and CJRB is only the budget stuff. They really are intermixed, interestingly, but I think they should keep going with that, though. You know, if they got CJRB models that hit really good, we'll do a premium version from CJRB. If Artisan has a slamming good, you know, premium model that comes out, we'll maybe do it in a budget form and keep it in Artisan, right? I don't think anything would be wrong with that. Like this knife here, the Prime from Artisan, S90, micarta, titanium. I mean, you know, 14C and just micarta. That would be, you know, that would be an awesome knife right there. This knife, if you didn't see the unboxing for this, go check it out. Fantastic knife right here from Artisan. Really, really solid folding knife. But back to the Shale here. Yeah, this really reminds me of just, you know, a basic lightweight drop point knife. I mean, it's of course it's going to get compared to the likes of the Bug Out. Might as well just do it because that's what the comparison will be there. But you know, there are FRN versions of the Bug Out. I can say that the Shale here is more hand filling for sure, where the Bug Out is going to be, you know, thinner. Two totally different price points of knives, but similar ideas. But, you know, the crossbar lock and some of my Benchmades are really solid. Like my Bug Out here, really solid. But you can tell some of these companies are really doing their homework and trying to improve and get the best satisfying action out of these crossbar, button locks, whatever it is, out of these knives, period, that they can. And I think stronger springs has really helped a lot of these companies out, get that good action. You want to see those springs pulling that blade back down in there. That's good. It gives you a nice, it's not going to quite be like a normal detent, but you can get some ultra satisfying crossbar button lock knives out there. And this is definitely one of them. I enjoy this because it's quite a bit larger. And just real quickly, I wanted to bring the Hectare out, which is their original crossbar lock. And I gotta say, this is still really damn good as far as the action is concerned. This knife is going to be quite a bit more hand filling. But there's two of their crossbar lock knives. And both are going to be extremely affordable and very well made. The Prado is another one from CJRB that I really, really have enjoyed. That has pretty much been my favorite all year, I would say, the Prado. The Bowie Pyrite was really good. This one's really nice. Now at this point, it's getting hard to kind of decide on which CJRB has been my favorite all year. You'll have to let me know what you think of the Shale. Do you have a favorite CJRB of the year? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, we release knife and EDC content every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.